Hello everybody. I wanted you to see something. These are some of the DVDs and mostly DVDs, of course, right here. Sorry, the house is a little bit of a mess. Okay. And these are Blu-rays that I recently bought last month. And I did this because I had some free time coming up and I thought I'd just sit on my lazy butt and just watch movies and stuff like that. But the truth of the matter is, I haven't had time to watch any of these. And the reason why is I am spending so much time watching all of your uploads and enjoying them so much I don't have time for anything else. So keep up the good work. Everybody, you're doing a fantastic job of keeping me entertained and keeping me broke because I'm buying a lot of stuff. Hey everybody, Gavin here. Today is, what's that day that comes after Tuesday? Wednesday, yes, it's Wednesday. And I'm just doing a really quick one. I'm calling this Recent and Decent because this is a recent haul, and by gum, it's decent. So I'm going to share that with you. Let me make sure my nails are clean because if I'm not in the garden, I'm in the yard, and if I'm not in the yard, I'm under the hood of the car, and sometimes my hands get a little dirty, but I'm okay today. I'm just going to show you some stuff, and I'm not going to go into too much depth. A lot of these I have not listened to yet, but I'm going to share them with you. And I'm starting off with this Frank Sinatra box set. That's right, I said it. Frank Sinatra. Amongst the different types of music I like to listen to, standards and jazz is one of them. This is a collection of some of his appearances on many radio shows that I'm pretty excited about listening to. And it's like quite a few cassettes in here. I think 30, 40 cassettes. So that's going to occupy a lot of my time. Sorry about this. I need to get stuff out of the way. Also, I just recently received via Discogs. This is Maximum Rock and Roll Presents Public Safety. And one of the genres of music I like is punk rock. And this has a lot of various artists, not just from the U.S., but from Israel, Spain, Portugal. We got Sweden and Denmark and Japan. And I'm looking forward to listening to this. It also came with this really, really nice booklet, which has a lot of information on all the music inside. And it's on a very rare black vinyl. A friend of mine suggested I buy this. This is Action Bronson. This is SAAAB Stories. And he said to me, I noticed you don't listen to a lot of rap or hip-hop. And I thought, well, I listen to a lot of the old school stuff. And he said I would probably enjoy this very much. This is really hardcore rap. And so I went ahead and purchased it. And then I was able to find 1974 Southern rock band. This is Hydra. Now I've showed you I showed you a couple of times before. I have copies of this album. One of them had really bad ringware, but the album was in good condition. The other one had a perfect cover, but the album was in bad condition. But I found a happy medium. This is a near mint copy with the vinyl being in near mint condition. No ringware, nothing. It's kind of hard to find used records that have no ringware, especially if they've been around since 1974. And of course, don't need to say much about this, but this is Green Day's Kerplunk. Love this record. Probably my second favorite Green Day album. I think Dookie is probably the album that I hold in highest regard. This one here comes with lyric sheet, and I think there's a 7-inch single in here. Yep. Come out here, you. There you go. One of these days, I'm going to show you all the 7-inch 45s that I have. Oh dear, I have quite a few of them. Coming up next is something I've shown before. One of my favorite albums. This is Buckingham Nicks. It's 1973 or 74. This is released on Polydor. This particular copy I got is in perfect condition. And I remember as a kid seeing this record, and I thought that these were two of the coolest looking people I have ever seen. And of course, I think after releasing this album, they caught the attention of John and Chrissy McVie and Mick Fleetwood. And of course, they joined up to make the lineup of Fleetwood Mac that we know today. And this is really beautiful stuff. Crying in the Night, that song just floors me. Oh, we're ready. Now, this here, does this look strikingly familiar? When I first saw this, I thought I'd stepped into a what do you call it? Alternate reality. And everyone has seen It's a Beautiful Day's first album. But this is a German group called It's a Beautiful Pinball, and they cover Whitebird on this record, and they do a darn good job if you ask me. As far as cover band goes, they also have covered Tequila Sunrise by the Eagles, In My Life by the Beatles, I Am a Rock by Simon and Garfunkel, The Letter by the Box Tops, Danny's Song, I believe Messina or Loggins, one of those guys did that. Also, I think Anne Murray may have done that song. And they do a pretty decent job. I can't find too much information on these fellas, but if you happen to come across this, it's worth a listen, even if it's just to hear their version of Whitebird, which I think is pretty spectacular. Madison Avenue, Don't Call Me Baby. I think this is kind of a dance thing. I don't know. I think it's dance pop or something. Here's a classic, Bookends by Simon and Garfunkel. My second favorite Simon and Garfunkel album. Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme is my favorite. But this one here, you know, Save the Life of My Child, Mrs. Robinson. I was lucky to find this one, and in such good condition that it was. And then I found The 12 Dreams of Dr. Sardonis by Spirit. One of the few Spirit albums I have not listened to. Looking forward to it though. Oh, sorry. It's the gatefold time. And Johnny Winter, Captured Live. How many live albums has Johnny and Edgar Winter done? Actually, not enough in my estimate. And it's on this beautiful, let's see, Blue Sky label. See? All right, now, I remember when I was younger, I had this album in my collection. And one day my parents found it. Oh my God. My parents were pretty conservative and Christian, and I don't have a problem with that. I think if you're a minor and you're living with your parents, they have every right to decide what you can or cannot listen to. But I remember when they found this, oh my God, what is this? Get this out of my house. This is terrible. So I had to get rid of it. But the thing about it is I was able to get it again after 3 decades. And it's on the Back to Black Basics reissue. Now I'm going to talk to anybody who has actually listened to this album, so the rest of you can just kind of chill. But when you put on the first song, what's the first thing you think about? That's right, the Immigrant Song. I put this on and thought, man, am I listening to an avant-garde Led Zeppelin 3? So, you know, I enjoy this record very much. There it is. There's the label. That's good old Lucifer's Friend. All right. And I remember having this album in my house, and my parents going, "Oh my God, what are you listening to?" Nah, just kidding. This would be one record they wouldn't mind me having. Now, this is a movie I would never watch. Of all the Brat Pack movies, I just don't think I'd care for this one. But I do like the soundtrack because it features orchestral maneuvers in the dark, Suzanne Vega, In Excess, Psychedelic Furs, and Echo and the Bunnymen. How often do you get to hear Echo and the Bunnymen on a teen angst movie soundtrack? But this is Pretty in Pink. I found No Dice, Badfinger. Lovely gatefold. There are my boys right there. And on my favorite label, Apple. Whoa! You ever notice I'm the most droppingest stuff person on the internet? Then I found this. This is Dengue Fever, The Deepest Lake. This was the blind buy. I just thought I'd give it a try. Haven't listened to it yet, but it looked intriguing. Okay. The last album I'm going to show you, I had to get another copy of the Velvet Underground and Nico. I actually have an original Verve with the peelable banana, but this is a reissue, also with the peelable banana. And can't say enough about this record. It just, as far as music listening, it changed my life. When I was living at home, I even painted a banana on the wall in honor of the group. And of course my parents saw it and said, "Why are you painting a banana on the wall?" And I thought, if I tell them why, they're going to realize they're a bunch of junkies or something, and they're not going to like it. So I just said, I don't know, I'll get around and I'll paint an orange and an apple later. But there it is, Velvet Underground and Nico. And the great Andy Warhol, a brilliant pop artist with one of the most iconic covers. And I think that's it. I do have some CDs that are jazz oriented. This is the Red Mitchell Harold Land Band. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. Some good smooth jazz, cool jazz, I'm sorry. The Japanese import. I think this is a punk rock band called Metro Shifter. Just thought I'd give them a try. Another blind buy. Sonny Rollins, great tenor saxist. I know I'm going to like this one. And Roland Kirk. This gentleman actually invented musical instruments. And he would do interesting things like, for example, he would attach a saxophone mouthpiece to a trumpet. And he's a very experimental jazz performer, very talented man. And I'm really looking forward to hearing this, another Japanese import. And as tradition goes, I'm just going to show you some drawings I did. I not only, I'm just not about drawing rock and jazz pictures, but sometimes I just like to draw the ladies. Whenever I'm bored, I just pick up the old pen and go to work. And the ladies, ooh yeah. The ladies. Do you see a pattern here in my artwork? And I'll show you one more. Okay, there's a couple of guys there. This is a friend of mine. I drew her, and I asked her, I said, "Would you like to smile?" And she said, "I am smiling." So there you go. And I'll show you one more. Just some character sketches that I enjoy so much. All right, well, thank you for being part of my. Thank you for coming by. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, everybody have a good day. Love you all. Bye.